Hello, and thank you for coming back.
Oh, we're live.
And watching this this amazing podcast. My name is
his usual pitch.
My name is what's my name? Oh, AJ.
Oh, okay.
Ace.
WAKKA.
Welcome. All right,
bro. Are you good over here today?
I don't know.
You good?
We've been doing so many podcasts, and I have so many names in every podcast. That I don't even know what to use. You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me when you need money.
Okay.
But
I feel like a heathen. I was the one saying that I was gonna bring my Descendant shirt every week, but I definitely wore it to work instead, and found out someone at my work watches Descendants.
Oh, nice.
One of my bosses watches Descendants. I was like, all right.
Watch Descendants? You talking about like the Disney Descendants? Are you talking about We're Alive Descendants? Which gives me,
for one.
This is gonna be the segue. So welcome to this new podcast that we're doing. It's a podcast of a podcast. If you don't know, we're doing and reviewing We're Alive Descendants. If you haven't listened to the new episode, this is the new episode that we're gonna talk about. If you haven't listened to it, I don't know what you're doing. We're recording this Saturday, so this was last Tuesday. If you care about the spoilers, then you probably should leave.
Yeah.
If you don't care about the spoilers, then stay here and let's talk about this. There's a lot of things that yeah, go ahead.
So you're saying the new chapter just to make sure that everyone's on board with what new chapter? Because if you're watching this in 3 weeks, it's not going to be the new chapter. It's pregame. Right. Chapter 4 pregame.
I know. I was
part
getting
2
there.
of 2. Come on.
I was getting there. Just let me host.
Too long.
Just let me host. There you go.
Okay,
it's
host.
Pregame 2 of 2. One of the shortest episode of this series so far. This show is brought to you in part by I don't even know, but we're gonna do this podcast. There's a lot of things that have happened in this podcast. I'm gonna start. What I think about this episode. Casey, or this episode introduced us to a lot of new characters.
Yeah.
A lot of new interesting characters that, of course, we're gonna speculate if they're against us or pro us. We don't know. We're gonna talk about that more and more. What's their background and where they came from. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there because I have more to say about that, but I know we're gonna talk about that. How about you, Ace? What do you think about this episode?
Yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot that got brought in. It's crazy because I believe it's the shortest. This is the shortest part out of all of Descendants so far.
Yeah.
This is one of the shortest parts in all of We're Alive. Really.
20 minutes, huh?
Yeah, 20 minutes. I mean, like after I think chapter 2. Of Story of Survival or something like that, like they all started kind of being more average 20 to 25. Yeah. So it's like it was crazy to see it so short, but it was so packed that
that is the ironic part. It's like it's so short, but there's so many information. Freaking Alvin. But yeah, there's so many information.
Going back and taking notes, like taking notes on this compared to the last part was a pain. There was so much information. I'm like, oh wait, I gotta go back. Oh, I gotta go back.
How about you, WAKKA?
Oh, there was just a lot, and I was really excited. I'm like, wow, this world is becoming more of something else. These creatures and so forth. Yeah, it was just a lot. I like it. I like where We're Alive is at for some reason.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of shows, movies, everything that does a sequel, and it makes you feel like things are forced, rushed. They're trying to include things for past fans or stuff like that. But this really feels like if you'd never listened to the Story of Survival, Goldrush, and Lockdown, you're
not in that order.
Yeah, not in that order. You're still enjoying it. Yeah. Like it's still a really good setup as itself, and that's what so many people do wrong with something like this. But if you know all of these stories, it just enhances the experience.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Instead of being like, oh well, they did it this way before. Why is it changing? Blah blah blah. And it's like, I like to look for like holes in issues because I like to play devil's advocate. You know this. And Casey makes it a pain. He makes it a pain to do it. Because like I can't simply just look at story survival and be like, oh well, they did this, and it's like, oh, they did, and they fixed that hole, or they fixed what would have been a hole, bringing that in here. Like it just makes sense. The amount of planning and everything that Casey and the team have done is just,
it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
it's unreal.
Yeah.
Can I just say though, this is my can I just say moment of this podcast, because I have a lot of can I just say moment, but this is my can I just say. I know we've done it multiple times in this podcast, and we've seen it in the Facebook fan page. If you're not there yet, go look up We're Alive Facebook fan page, and we're there. We're having discussions, posting pictures, videos, and things like that. But I've noticed that we are so integrated in connecting every new characters from the old series. Like, why are we not leaving a room for, this is a brand new characters that's not connected to anybody, whether it's a family, whether from the story survivals, whether it's prisoners, it doesn't matter. They're just new characters, okay? Accept them. Like, stop connecting them. They're like, and I enjoy it, don't get me wrong. It's like, the boar is gotta be Gloria, or it's gotta be this and that.
That theory. I thought that was cool.
I do too.
I thought that was fun. I completely forgot about her.
I think the boar is gonna be some slap to the face. Like, it's gonna be like a what in the world moment. Like, I'm waiting for whatever that surprise is to happen.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's like, no, I can see where you're coming from. But just like I was saying, like, as itself, it works perfectly fine.
Right.
But if you know all this background stuff, you're like, you want to connect those dots, and you're like, dude is. Like, they're throwing pieces from one story into another and another story into another. So you're like, when are you gonna do it here? Where is it?
Like, stop connecting them. They're just new characters, okay? That's it. Just leave it.
Is it something that you want them to be new characters?
No, I just think, I just think that we are so trying to make any content, not just We're Alive, but any content too creative that, they thought about this, that's why it's connected to this, and that's like, no, let's just have a fresh start of a character and then just leave it,
Okay.
Just leave it and learn from that.
Oh, don't worry, I'm going to make some connections for you.
I know,
today,
that's what I'm
just
saying.
For the kick.
But
now I'm gonna make them worse.
But here's the thing, though. But here's the ironic part, and I would say hypocritical. I tried to connect every characters from the old story survival or lockdowns. Like this, I'm familiar with this character. Like I'm trying to make that. But on the back of my head, it's like, no, just let Casey do his thing. We are so putting Casey in a box. Like every new character's gotta be connected. No.
At least the things that we think about, it's realistic compared to how they thought that the big guy was, or the
Fredo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how can it be Fredo? We for sure saw him dead, or in the story.
We saw him eventually get killed in the story survival. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, man.
Okay. Now we're going to start. We start the episode, what happened from the previous episode of them getting out, Alvin, and the whole gang had a plan of going out and checking the arena.
Trying to draw some map.
Yes. Draw some map and learn more what's going on. Man, this is gonna be exciting because it gives us a lot more ideas on what really is happening in the arena. I don't want to say it's like 100% what's gonna happen, but at least it gave us like about, I don't know, like 85% of what really is the arena. Because we're still not sure. Oh no, we are sure because they mentioned that there are other players in there. It's not just them.
So
in every areas.
So there are people constantly going through the arenas. I believe that for the ones that they have all been set with, to my knowledge, is that they're going to be it is just going to be the 2 thrown in.
Really? I thought there's gonna be more.
I believe for the so there, I think kind of from what Nakoma had brought up, like, you guys don't have to deal with facing people.
Oh, gotcha.
And so I think that there are going to be situations kind of like I keep going back to the Maze Runner. I think there are going to be possible seasons where they do a Maze Runner thing where they're like, okay, these people are in, and then we're going to throw people in, then we're going to throw people in, and they kind of just filter people through, waiting for them to escape. And then, but what it sounds like is these are going to be a lot more of a shorter span, more like Hunger Games, but instead of it being, the 2 versus 2 versus 2, so on, so forth, it's going to be the 2 need to survive and they have to beat what the traps in the fields that they've been placed in.
Right.
Because you know how in Hunger Games there would be, after so long, they'd be like, okay, release this swarm, and they have to survive the swarm. Okay, release this, and they have to survive this. Instead of it being like that, they're just kind of placed into an already pre-trapped field with these infected. It
is, in my opinion, I think it's a combination of two movies. It's for sure Maze Runner because of the 2 characters trying to survive the whole place. WAKKA, why are you raising your hand?
I just want to correct myself from the last pod because when Vincent said about Running Man, I thought he meant Maze Runner, but I looked that up. Apparently, Running Man is a different movie that Schwartz did that's very similar to this game, where they have to go through so many obstacles in a life-death situation. It's an old movie, but I just have to correct myself on that one.
Let me finish my thought. You could have said that after I said my thing.
No, I was going to say it before you said it, but go say it.
Yeah, but I already started talking.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
So it's a combination of 2 movies. It's a combination of 2 movies. It's Maze Runner for sure because of partnership and a group going to a maze, because technically it is a maze because you're trying to find the exits.
Yep.
And the second movie is Zootopia because of areas where there's snow, there's water, there's mountains. It's 100% Maze Runner and Zootopia. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it is Zootopia.
Zootopia.
Okay. Oh my word! I didn't see that one coming.
I didn't see that one coming at all.
That was so left field. I was not ready for Zootopia.
It's true. It's Zootopia.
Okay.
I can't even argue it though, because I can see what you mean by that. Like,
exactly.
Visually, it kind of has that.
All these different spots.
Oh my gosh! Especially because now that I'm thinking of them walking up, and when they bring up the Winter Wonderland, they're like, oh, it's such a big dome, super AC. There's snow in there, like I just see that in Zootopia. Oh no.
You're welcome. Anyway, all right. So they're heading with Alvin leading them. They left Vincent, and Lisa said, "Thank God we left him."
Yeah, that's right.
I'm so thankful we left him. And they're heading towards the underneath the arena, right?
So I don't think it's an. I don't know if it's an underneath. I got it didn't help that Alex brought it up, but I got Mad Jurassic Park vibes where it's like almost like you're like going into some warehouse in between that like goes into all the different domes or biomes, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
But before they were going there, didn't you guys hear that amount of people in the arena? There were so many.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that in a moment.
Yeah, actually. Go ahead.
That's crazy.
So but I kind of got like almost warehouse vibes, because once they got in, you could hear one of the growls or roars echo.
Okay. That makes sense.
And like they immediately went from like, oh my gosh, like, are you sure no one's gonna be in here? Are you sure no one's gonna be in here? Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Because like immediately they were fine. And they're like, oh yeah,
you're talking about them, not the people watching. Okay.
Them.
Okay.
But okay, so going back to while they were walking,
I could picture it being like a like Gladiator in Greece, where you have that whole Colosseum, and then they're underneath. Yeah, actually, the perfect representation will be Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok, when he's fighting Hulk, and you have this amount of people, tremendous amount of people, and they're like underneath, kind of like in the bottom where that's where they're waiting, and that's where all the zombies that they captured that could fit in there are staying.
Just be aware, like if they're under, they're probably like, they got to be stories under, because even when they were walking through, they were above looking down at the zombie.
Yeah.
They were looking down at the infected through glass windows.
Right.
And they said don't get too close to the windows because their vision.
They can see you. Yeah.
So while they were walking, there's something kind of important that I wanted to bring up that Alvin said when he was talking about the followers. because they were talking about, oh, where did you find Vincent? Oh yeah, like no marks, no nothing. We just found him
on a creek bed or something like that. So I'm assuming he was on a river.
He's watching in a creek bed.
Yep,
creek is a water. It's a form of water.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So he was on. Okay.
Yeah, so he's just kind of next to some like super like low scale river kind of thing.
Yeah.
Calm low scale river. So, Alvin talks about his devotion to the followers and to ink. He doesn't like needles, so that's where his devotion stopped.
Yeah.
So it almost shows like that form of hierarchy with them, where like there's gonna be like, I think that there's gonna be like an ink character that's gonna come out of that.
I see.
I don't think he's gonna be nearly as high scale as ink, but there is gonna be, if you watch Walking Dead, like that Negan, like that super intense, like, I am the boss. Here are my probably almost identical tattoos to ink.
Yeah.
Like, dude's gonna be super all in. Probably gonna be like a smart guy. Probably gonna be very radical.
What I can imagine when you were saying that is, My Hero Academia, the anti-hero dude in the first season.
Stain.
Is it Stain?
In season 1 or season 2?
Is it season 1?
Because
season
Stain
2.
is
Season 2, yeah.
Second half of season 2.
Yeah, and then in the group of those villains, there's one who's a devout follower of him, the lizard-looking dude. And he's like, doing the same thing.
Yes, he wants to imitate him, but he's like, I can never be him, but I want to imitate and like go forth with his work.
Yeah.
And then let's see. So they're talking about his position. So it's like, does that mean that like in the followers, he really only could ever study and he could never like go up through their hierarchy because he didn't like needles?
Yeah.
So, and does that mean that the girl that was super obsessed, like, was she all inked up? And
probably.
Like, so it's like, we're all those followers, are they just going to be, like prison blacked out
right
tattoos? Like, is that what it's all going to be?
Maybe.
Like,
where would they get the ink from?
No, it's their boss is Post Malone.
Post Malone.
That's their boss.
Okay.
It's like all inked up. That's our boss.
And then they talk. I think that I've gained respect for Alvin because it's like now I can at least see why the followers exist. I really, obviously, even from like a reader's perspective, or a listener's perspective, I don't agree with his methodologies and ideologies and stuff, but you can see them now. I love that he actually had like that little like 10-second sermon almost where he gave where they gave his little sales pitch for it, and he's like, at least you know where they stand.
No, exactly. So I think I mentioned this before. Here's my thing about villains. If you think about it, it makes so much sense. But like what you said, the practical way of doing it is totally wrong. It's evil. But if you think about it, man, it makes so much sense. Like, for example, Thanos, right? Snapping half of the universe. Mm-hmm. It makes sense. Like, come on. Like, if you want the whole universe to thrive, you need to remove at least, half of them so the other half will survive. But
they have to pick up.
Like, it's practically, it's evil. Like, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I like the Thanos like connection because my mind went to Darth Vader because like I'm big D&D nerd, blah blah blah, and whenever I think of like that lawful evil, super like lawful for the good of the law. Yeah, morally corrupt. Right, it's Darth Vader to me. Right. Like that's what I see. Like what he was doing, bad stuff, but he never betrayed that law. It's like, this is the code. This is what it is.
No, because Thanos is not like racist. It's not like just specifically humans. Like, no, it's the whole universe and it's random. It could be me. Yeah, it could be my followers. Said it could be me. Yeah, it could be anybody else. But that's for the sake of the whole universe. And then there's another one. Magneto, right? If you think about it, his practical way of killing people is evil, but it's because of his history that people is discriminating against mutants. So like, well, if you guys discriminate against us, we're powerful than you, so I'm just gonna eliminate you. Right? It's like, it makes sense, but it's like it's irky. I don't want to agree with that.
Yeah. It's like you can agree with the ideology and stuff, but you can't agree with the morality.
Yeah, no.
Like, and that's exactly what it is, and that's what makes like those really good villains and stuff like that. And it's like, it makes you not want to like Alvin, but you can't hate him now.
Right.
Because in the first, like, the second time we saw Alvin, he was a blubbering mess. You didn't even realize it was him.
Pee-pee pants.
Pee-pee pants. He was terrible. You're like, okay, well, this dude's going to be fodder. Oh, wait. No, this dude's actually, like, the moment he felt some kind of control and freedom, he became who Alvin was in the first minutes of Descendants.
Right.
He became that same guy again
Also,
that I liked.
Also, I don't know how long was the transition from them getting separated and staying in the prison. I don't know how long was that, but freaking Alvin learned a lot of things in that moment of being, just being part of the group. It's like he already knows where to go. He already knows all the information. All this. It's like, it's crazy. How did you learn all of that?
Literally, I don't think it could have been more than 2 hours. And like, I'm stretching that.
That's ridiculous.
Because like I genuinely think that what would have had to happen is they're like, oh, you're really smart. We're gonna put you in this building. And he spent an hour in that building and immediately went to them.
Yeah.
I cannot picture anything else because it was such a short time. He got split up from them from the train car, and they went from the train car to basically to Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then right back to their quarters.
Yep.
And then
that was it.
That's it. Yeah. Because that's when they started talking. They separated into rooms, and then the doorbell rang, and it was Alvin, and then here we are. But yeah, it was crazy because he already knows where to go. What are some doors? What's gonna happen? It's like when he's tried to scan the newer door, it didn't work, so he scanned the second door and it worked because it's an old scanner. But he knew where that door is gonna go or that elevator is gonna go.
Yeah,
it's like all that information. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So like he had to have literally only gone there. Like that's it. He had to have gone from train there back to them. Like,
yeah.
Because he was suddenly like informed.
Right.
So I wonder if he might have previous experience of the place too, or what. But like,
it's probably why like he's super scared. When they found out that they're gonna go there.
Well, yeah, when he was gonna get thrown into the arena, he was scared. But the moment he's like, oh, I get to.
No. I'm talking about when they were in the train. Like he's super scared because he knows they're going to Prim, and he knows what's happening in Prim.
He knew he was in the arena car.
Oh, the arena car. Gotcha.
That was the quote unquote gladiatorial car.
Yeah.
Everyone in that car was going to be thrown in. That might be why he was scared. So if he knew about what's going on in Prim and all this stuff, he might have been like, "Oh, I'm going to get thrown into these things that I study, and I'm going to die."
Yeah. Yeah.
But
his ideology, it started because they're like. Alex said, wait, you seriously believe that guy? It's like, yeah, I do, because these zombies, at least they know what they're doing and they know their principle.
He said, not believe him, you actually follow.
Yeah.
He's like, you like that guy.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't just like you know him.
Inspired by, it's not like, oh, that guy's genius, so I like him.
Yeah, because it's like one of those things like the difference being like, oh yeah, like someone like Hitler, like he was a genius, but I definitely won't ever follow that.
No,
like,
yeah, no, not at all.
So it's like it's that kind of difference that they immediately set up right there. It's like it's not I respect him, he was a genius. No, it's I'm right behind his steps, watching every move he's making.
Yeah, and then he said
from where he can.
And then he said that who do you really think you need to, or I'm paraphrasing, who do you really think you need to worry about, the zombies or these? And then he showed the arena, the walls, and what it looked like, and that's what I assume what he showed them. Like there's some layers and layers in here, and those walls, and they were all flabbergasted. Like wow.
He said, "Can one hate men as much as infected?"
Right, yeah. It was crazy.
And Alex immediately was like, "Don't preach at me." Like he's like, "I don't care about your preaching."
Yeah. And then they ended up in that's scene of them scanning his ID.
Let's see. Yeah. So from there, he talks about the From there, he talks about everything being built with modern tools by bigger fools.
Yep.
They talk about So by this point, they had already seen the mountain range, and Nekoma says that It's full of rock walls with rough terrain, and it's very steep.
Yeah.
Then they see Winter Wonderland's dome, and he brings up the super AC with snow inside. Everyone freaks out, like, is there actually snow here?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, from what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
So we have, again, all but the definite answer for that. They talk about the monorail taking people between hotels.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just hear the screaming. There can't possibly be that many people.
For the record, I was right. It was in Vegas.
Yeah. Yes, you were.
It was in Vegas. And even Casey confirmed that because he started posting pictures.
Yeah, I
of
saw that. I was
Street
so
Prim.
excited.
The Street Prim and then Vegas.
The monorail.
And then somebody brought up
the Buffalo Bill.
Yep.
Oh, that was so yes. Somebody brought up something I didn't even think about. I never played the game, but I've heard about it a lot. He said anyone who played Fallout New Vegas or whatever knows exactly where Prim is. And I was like, oh my gosh, like he's right. Like I've never played it, but again, I've heard like of all of that, and I'm like, that's crazy to like just start making those connections. So they start hearing all the screaming from the arena, and everyone's kind of dumbfounded by the amount of voices. Like, I mean, I'm just dumbfounded that there's that many people gathered because,
the creepiest thing that I've heard from last episode, one of the creepiest thing that I've heard from last episode was when Vincent said, there's people that goes in Prim from all across all across the world, not just
it stretches way much farther.
Yeah. And he said,
you'd ever imagine.
And he said, you never know, you might see people that lives in Westport who's watching this.
I'm super interested in that because I want to know that. I feel like there's going to be some connection. It might be some minor character. It might be some big official.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to see where that connection comes into place.
Right. No, but, because imagine, like, fighting in the arena, and all of them are popular. Vera, Nick, Alex, they're all popular in the Westport. And then you're fighting there, and then all of a sudden you look in the audience and you saw your neighbor cheering for you to lose. That thing is.
Well, yeah, and
man.
Lisa mentioned something really powerful there too. Hearing all the chanting, did someone win?
Or
lose?
That was Nakoma. He said or lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lisa said, "Did someone win?" And Nakoma said or lose.
Did someone lose?
Yeah. And so it's like, oh, wait a minute, like
that's dark.
And I immediately thought of Gladiator, like you brought up earlier, Gladiator, because people celebrate when the gladiators win, when it's someone they like, and when they have a bad reputation, they celebrate harder when they lose.
Right.
When the thumb goes down and you're like, this is the guy we've hated.
Yeah.
He doesn't play by the
rules.
by the fans' rules.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe by the Coliseum rules, but not by the fans' rules. And in the Coliseum, that's what matters.
Yeah. Are you not entertained?
And I with the chip reader, I just want to bring up Casey. I'm gonna keep saying it. Casey's just the biggest troll out here. Just the fake fail. It worked earlier. Oh, now he's just trying to get us killed. Fail.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it worked. Old chip reader. Like, come on. Like,
No. Because I think
something small at least is gonna happen.
I think what happened was he was scanning on a different door, and they changed that because he said, "Oh, old readers." So they went in a different door.
I think he was
went
just
to a
bringing up
different
that
door.
they are old readers.
Oh, I thought he was saying that. Oh, this was the new reader. They updated it, and now they're going to a different door which has an old reader.
Maybe I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
What I thought is he tried it, no. Tried it, no. Tried it, no. And he's like wiping it off, like kind of like, oh my gosh, what's going on? It worked earlier, it worked before, and then he's like, old reader. So I thought he was like almost inferring like it's just an old reader.
Yeah, because my thought of being
you could very well be right.
That little scanner.
Yeah.
Because my thought of being in a different place because he was surprised that Will was there. Because Will stays there. That's his station. Like he had no idea. Like all these doors goes downstairs or to that area. It's just in a different section of that area.
He also said that he's. We'll get to him in a second, I guess, because I got some stuff about him. I liked Alex bringing up the Jurassic Park reference thing. So
and what? How do you word it?
he said Jurassic Park there. Let's Jurassic Park there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like he's slowly becoming the Bert of the group.
Yeah.
Maybe not with
man.
his like skills yet because we haven't seen them, but when it comes just to his personality, this dude was a movie buff.
Yeah. Or I have this in my notes in my phone. Or it's a foreshadow.
Yeah, I could see that,
Dude, I can see that happening.
Yeah, I very well could see that, especially with
definitely see that.
how things were happening with Will later on.
Yeah. Like, just think about this. That's how they're going to take down Prim by releasing. Because, I mean, it's clear as day. You put all the zombies in one area and they're bad people. How do you escape and how you destroy the place? 2 birds with 1 stone. Release all the zombies. You know, it's like that's my thought. I think in my third listen when he said that, I'm like, I wonder if this is a foreshadow. I mean,
that would be a terrifying thought, being so close to
absolutely
Westport and everything. Like that's a terrifying thought because, I mean, just think about how far the little ones from Boulder ran and stuff.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Ooh, like
yeah, because Colorado to California is really far.
Yeah, that's way
states
farther
next to
than
each other.
Yeah.
Vegas.
So further.
Right, exactly. But that's my thought, and I could see it happening though. I could definitely see it happening.
I think it may happen.
So let's see. So they're all nervous getting in one rabbit hole into another, going deeper down the rabbit hole. We're gonna get caught. But then they hear that like growl or roar or whatever it was.
That's
it
right.
echoes through
Yep.
the building
Yep.
or through the hall or
And
whatever they're
definitely not Buffalo Bill.
in. No.
Nope, it's not.
It's not.
And
Because Buffalo Bill is in a different place, not in this
Exactly.
place.
I'm curious if it's gonna be something along the lines of the very end of the episode.
Oh, you think that one?
I think it's
It's
possible.
the same?
I think it might have been that roar, but we'll see. And so shortly after that, they finally, okay. So first, Alvin says like they're all the zombie or all the infected are below us.
Yeah.
Don't get too close to the glass, and they won't see you.
Yeah.
So that means one thing of all the things that have changed since the story of survival with, you know, intelligence,
Right.
cultures, yada yada. The one thing that has not changed is their eyesight, because
That's right.
they always did react much more heavily on their other senses, on their smell, on their ears.
Yep.
They would hear something, they would turn to smell.
Yep.
And
that's right.
So
Hashtag the pot.
yeah, they heard a lot there.
Yeah, they heard that pot for sure.
What? Oh, it's
gonna
just
be fine.
one. It should be. Okay. Okay. So right after that, they run into Will.
Yeah.
One of the best interactions of the entire series so far. It was so awkward. It was painful, and I could not. I was dying.
Yeah.
Nick was trying so. Okay, first off, Alvin, very like proper introductions. Like, oh, like somebody's here this time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because I don't think he was there before.
Yeah.
Because of his role, he might have just had to arrive there.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, hi, I'm Alvin. Al. Most people call me Al."
I'm the new guy.
And
Oh, are you the guy who's obsessed with the zombies?
oh yeah, you're the
You're
guy obsessed
replacing
with
the
zombies.
old
You're
man?
replacing the old guy. Yeah.
Yeah. The board talked about you.
And so it's like, oh, really? He
Yep.
was like, hey,
Yep.
like, I'm already known. He's like, he almost seemed nervous by it. He's like, oh, that's good. That's bad.
Yeah.
I'm in a bad position to be known.
right.
So,
especially what I'm doing right now.
exactly,
This
like,
is-
I'm in a bad position right now.
Exactly.
This is not a good first impression. Nick tries so hard to
I
like,
know.
he's like, oh, he was just bringing here. I was trying to impress my girl, just show off a little bit. Alex is like, hi, Will. Alex Will. My name is Alex. And he's like just
I
super
know.
like, oh crap, we're
Yeah.
screwed.
I'm here too, to check out the place, check out the zombies, and that
No
one
one
that
was-
they talked about, the green eye
Eye Bill. I love that. I love that.
And then everybody's flustered. Even Nicole was flustered.
Vera is like super like on track with Nick. It
Yeah.
shows their chemistry already.
Yeah.
So it's like she's like, oh yeah, like he just wanted to show us some cool stuff. Like
Yeah.
immediately like literally her Nick same wavelength. And then Lisa was just a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, please don't tell. And it's like, oh, mother.
I know.
So
was
okay,
like,
did you guys notice how the new characters reflects from the old story survival? Like Lisa is definitely Pegs. Like,
But it's their extremes.
right.
Because
Yep,
Lisa,
yep,
like,
yep,
Pegs
yep.
would just shut down until it's affirmed that she's caught.
Right.
And then she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And, like, gets
Yeah.
apologetic.
Yeah. And then Vera, of course, is CJ.
Yeah.
You know, like that's 100%. You could see it there.
Well, it's
of the
crazy
way she's
because
talking.
right now I'm relating them to the initial 5 more than to CJ.
Oh, so like Riley?
I see right now. I'm seeing her as Angel, or sorry, as a Michael,
Yeah.
because Michael and Saul same wavelength.
Right.
Right,
That's right.
Those two are very much same wavelength because they serve together. And then Alex is Angel because he doesn't have the combat and the field experience in like this specific like talking situation to where he's like fumbling. He's like, well, I mean we could Michael? Like,
And then Will comes out, I was like,
and he's
"You're
like,
not supposed-"
yeah,
are
and Will
not
was
supposed
like,
to be
yeah,
here.
you guys aren't supposed to be here. Your faces are plastered everywhere.
Right,
Your
right.
matches have already been announced.
Yeah.
Going down
and they're
that-
still
oh,
trying
no.
to they're still trying to, you know, come up with excuses.
That's a
no, that's
mistake.
not us. You know, that's not us.
Must be a
Right?
mistake.
Yeah. Until
And then
Lisa
Lisa
said,
just,
yeah, forgive
"Please
us."
don't
And
tell.
then that's where Lisa broke.
Yeah.
Don't tell us.
And then
And then they said, "Are you guys serious? You know what will happen to me if Bor find out?" And
in
then
the coma.
yeah, and then Nakoma said, "No."
No.
He's like, this never happened. We're gone. We'll leave. What kind of thing?
yeah. No,
And he's
but
like,
she said that no, we're not serious. So she's like trying to
Yeah.
still get away from it.
yeah. You guys will never copy. You'll never copy all this in time.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is where.
Might as well just print you out a copy.
Yeah.
And then that's when he was like, "Oh, okay."
They were like, wait, really?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? He's like, oh yeah, what they're doing is terrible.
man.
Yes, it's terrible.
That's right. That's
Well,
right.
man.
Lisa said, "Finally, someone's not crazy." And Nakoma said, "Yeah, no, he's a captive." And then Will
crazy
said,
captive.
"Well,
A little both.
A little
It's
bit of
both.
both.
He's like,
Now,
dude, I have Will vibes, man. I have
Yeah,
Will
right.
energy. Can it be both?
so Will, I maybe it's just me, but the moment the monitor broke down and he started to say that he just fixed this, they say he's the maintenance, right? Does
Yep.
anyone feel that he's like a Datu?
Bro, in my notes, we have our maintenance man, William Walden.
all right. So you want to hear something? Here's what I think. Moment. You know what when I told you that because you said that it might be still the same door with the scan and failing.
Yep.
What if that was all Will's plan? Because he is the technology guy. What if when he saw them in the camera while they're I assume there's a hidden camera somewhere.
Probably.
Alvin was trying to scan in the door, but he's declining it. He's leading them to his door.
So,
Like, because he is the maintenance guy.
if
and he's
it's
the
different
technology
doors,
guy.
I see that.
Right.
Now, the other side, what if the code had changed and it's declining? He's getting alerts that a door is declining.
Right.
And so he looks and then he reactivates his card for the door or something along those lines and lets them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because that's why I was connecting it to what happened towards the end of their conversation.
Right.
You know, and we will talk about that in a moment. But I'm connecting from that to doors to him being the maintenance guy and tech guy to what happened later on, like towards the end of the conversation.
Is this Will the same Will or the same person that Bor was talking to on the radio? You know how Bor and Nakoma were talking on the radio before they arrived?
Mm-hmm.
She said, it's like, "Ooh, I didn't have one of those." And she said something behind her back, like, to somebody, "Hey, Will, do I have one of those?" Do you guys remember that?
No, I think she was talking about to her partner.
No, not to Derringer. Not
No,
to
it
Derringer.
wasn't to Derringer. No.
Well, the
Oh, you're
boar.
talking about the boar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the boar.
Huh.
That's a good point.
I didn't-
I will have to go back and look at that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think she
That's
said
a good
Will.
catch.
I know she
If
said
it is,
Will.
that's a really good catch.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, I'm not sure how I feel about Will.
Yeah, I'm trying to like pick up on he was a really hard one to read.
I know.
Like I mean I Like, I even got that in here. I'm like, he was hard to read. So there's one of two ways that I see him going. He's going to become a main part of the group because he gave a full name.
Yep.
Strictly because he gave a full name, I'm like, okay, you're in now. Or he's going to be working with the boar directly and maybe trying to rig the games to make them more exciting for the boar's gain or something along that kind of line, with the boar's knowledge, because again, like, with if he's the one that let them in, what if he was like talking to the boar and he's like, hey, they're trying, like, this group's trying to get in, and because it was a good 30 seconds to a minute, and so if they're partners, they're in constant communication, whatever it might be, what if they were talking and she said, let him in?
Now, think about it, though. Think about this. Did Will print the right map?
Ooh.
That's the next one I'm excited to see, because I feel like there would have been some clashing when looking at the Heartland if it was not the right map. Or it might have just been the Heartland that was the right map kind of thing.
No, because in the... in Walrus' instruction, he just told them the areas, and of course Alvin knows the areas, but there's no pictures of the areas.
Correct.
So they're only basing it on the map that Will gave them. But
Correct.
What if that was like the outdated kind of map to
trick them,
and confuse them? So when they get there, they think they're prepared, but Will betray them. It's like, nope, actually that's a wrong map.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards that. Will just.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I can see that point. I don't think that's gonna happen. Especially because, like, if it was some kind of outdated map or anything like that, like, I feel like Nakoma or whatever was so recently in the Heartland, that she might have seen
how it looked,
like, differences in,
I see,
if the map was wrong, because it seems like she's only been recently, probably, or semi-recently, working with the boar. Yeah. Because Will saw her match.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
well,
that's right.
You could also say that they haven't looked at the map, because they just took it and then they made notes and then left.
Correct.
You know, so they haven't looked at it, or like Nakoma wouldn't have any chance to look at the map.
Yeah,
you know, but so these are most all likely speculations. For sure.
Of course, that'll probably end up coming up in the start of the next episode.
Towards, I really thought that Will was going to be on, like, though he was giving like some weird vibes, but towards the beginning they met him. Towards the end, when they were leaving, from that point I thought, okay, he was a good guy, until he started to glitch. He started to twitch.
I've got a couple thoughts on that.
Me too.
One. What if he has some connection to Duncan?
Wait, for real, Duncan?
Skittles. Had that same kind of, like, quirkiness. Yeah, see, I told you I'm making connections just for you today. No, like, connection with Skittles, because we never know.
Leave him alone. He's a new character. I'm just kidding.
Because of where, like, we don't know where Skittles went.
No, we don't.
Duncan never reconnected with the group, as far as we're aware. Mm-hmm. Duncan was a very smart person.
Yes, he is.
What if whatever issues, traits, while raising a son, you know, the son started, either it became genetic, or, you know, whatever you're around is kind of what you become. Mm-hmm. So what if he ended up becoming like his dad, and then they just medicated it, and they're like, now we're solving the issue, so on and so forth.
But that would mean that, or maybe he was lying, but that would mean that Skittles was living in Vegas all this time.
Yeah, he could have, because we don't know what happened to him after he ran off, after helping the tower that last time. Mm-hmm. When he ran, yeah, and that's when they
sweat.
When they got his sweat, that was the last thing they did, and then he ran.
That's true.
Never heard from him again from any of the other stories.
Yeah,
I would only assume
it could just be, you know, he's gone, whatever. Mm-hmm.
Because
the way if they are going to make that connection, I could see this.
Yeah, because Will introduced himself as, like, I never left. I've been here all my life.
Yep, he was born there, raised there. And then
all his
so
life.
yeah. So the second way that I saw Will going, and I'm just doing this to be devil's advocate and cause heartache for everybody. What if he becomes a very beloved character?
Uh-huh.
Everybody loves Will because as of right now, people are enjoying him.
Yeah.
What is that your phone?
Yeah, that's my phone. Go ahead.
They become very connected. He's very helpful, helps the core group, actually does help them escape, whatever it might be. And he ends up getting a connection to Lisa. And Lisa dies. And then he dies. Just like the legendary maintenance man before him.
The whole Dot to Samantha
I don't know.
moment.
That's a reach.
Oh, it is a deep reach.
That was a deep
I
reach.
just had to just to play the devil's advocate once more
Oh
with
my
that.
God.
Like, what if he became a beloved character and just died though?
Oh my God.
Like, just like the legendary maintenance man before him.
I thought like
the
that
maintenance man will
just for
officially
a
be red
moment. I was like,
shirts.
because we all believed that Lisa was gonna be with Alex.
Yeah,
But I did think for a moment about Lisa and Will for like.
Yeah, no, I have zero expectation of that. It was just funny because when they're walking out, you're like, you saw how he talked to you, and she's like, no,
Oh, okay.
It's just because of that I had to make that.
Before we go there, because I have a thought about that. Just a little segue thought about that. But or it could be also that he is hiding something for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That he could be an enemy all this time. And he's like so flustered that I gave you a false information. Now I need you to be out of here before you figure out that that's a false information.
It could be, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It could be like a bipolar thing too, or multi-personality disorder or something.
Yep.
Probably.
Yep. So I need you to be out of here.
I felt that when he was glitching, in my mind, was like, okay, his good acting is starting to wear off, and his psychopath side is like, oh, I gave him something bad, and I want to see something good happen down there in the little arena.
And like my second listen through, I started thinking kind of multiple personality, because if he's glitching because like he did do something good, but the other side doesn't want to do something good, so it's like, you guys got to go. I just got to take my meds.
Yep. He mentioned about his meds. Yep.
We can all agree that Will might like Lisa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might like Lisa. There's a possibility that he might like Lisa. Here's my thought. And like I said, this might be a reach because it might be like he said in the first part of the whole conversation that you guys' face is already plastered everywhere, but we don't know if it's just picture. Now, in this whole conversation, the only person, and I listened to it multiple times, the only person that introduced himself to Will is Nick.
Yep.
Nobody else.
I was tripping on that one too.
Nope. It's just Nick.
Yeah.
Even Alex didn't say his name.
Yeah, he did.
No, they say all their names, but no, Nick was the only one who gave.
No,
Alex
he
Will.
didn't.
Alex.
No, he didn't.
Nick gave
to
his
Will.
full name. No, Nick gave his full name.
Nick is the only one that gave his name.
Like full name?
Yeah.
Not just the full name, but just name.
No,
I'm pretty sure because I listened to it again, and Alex didn't say his name.
Alex did.
He said, yeah.
When they were like scrambling and being awkward at the beginning.
Yeah.
He's like, he said, Alex Will. My name's Alex.
No, I think he said like, "Hey, Will," or something like that.
No,
Like,
he said his name.
No, okay,
I heard it.
all right.
I'll show that one to you. But
Okay.
the other two.
Okay. All right.
Lisa
But
and
my point is, here's my point. He might have said his name or what, but Lisa never said her name.
I don't think so.
She never did. I listened to it multiple times.
Ooh.
She never said her name. Now, when they all said goodbye, Will said, "It's nice to see you," or "Nice to meet you, Lisa." And like I said, it might be when their pictures are plastered all over the place, there might be a name there. But I don't know, in a gladiator kind of idea, or dying and things like that. I don't know, why would they put their names. I have no idea. Maybe it's a different rule then.
I was gonna say it could just be one of those things like especially if you're trying to like build your fighter to like, you're like, like these are like good contenders, they're gonna be the next champs, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, now put your hand together for, Alex the blah, and like they end up
Right.
making the titles blah,
Yeah.
all
Right.
that crap down the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
So
well,
it's
because my thought in a gladiator kind of thing or in a fighting thing, they will try to come up with a nickname for him.
Yes.
You know, not like the real name, but they will come up with the nickname during the fight. Like they will just put their faces, and if they win, they will give them a certain nickname. But regardless, in this whole conversation, Lisa's name wasn't brought up until Will said, "It's nice to meet you, Lisa."
I'll have to double check that one because Alex might have said it when she like got all apologetic and might have said
Yeah.
it like behind
No,
her.
it was Nick. Nick's like,
yeah.
Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so I'll have to double check that specifically, but I do know Nick and Alex both 100% introduced themselves because Alex was the first, Alvin, then Alex, then toward the end Nick is like Nick Tink.
Yeah. Nick.
Yeah.
Tink.
Like, and he
That-
like was more formal, like level to level, not trying to cover.
That was weird for me though, where it said when he mentioned his full name, Nick Tink. Now I'm probably overthinking it, only because remember Vera said they cannot know who we are.
No, it's because of the whole trust. Because the whole thing of Will sticking his head
Yeah.
there. It's like he knows when Boar find out what he did, he could get killed. But Nick said, "You trust us, I'm gonna trust you,"
Yeah,
kind
and
of thing.
Nick,
Okay.
This
I
is
get
my
that.
name. Yeah.
Nick seems to have like a weird type of honor bound
Yeah.
personality,
Right.
like Saul. Like Saul had more of a chip on his shoulder with it. Nick's got a little bit more of the spoiled aspect to it.
Yeah.
But he still has that like honor bound like I see you're on my side. You need to know who I am.
Right.
I'm Nick.
Yeah.
Like, and he might not go into his secrets, but he's
Right.
like, you need to know who I am.
For
Yeah.
some reason, I
Yeah.
know knowing his name is Tink or his last name is Tink, I felt like it's gonna play a role somehow.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think him saying his last name at some point is gonna come back and bite.
Yep.
This is why I think Will can be a bad guy.
Yeah.
I
Oh
really
yeah.
think
I
he's a bad
can.
guy.
I can 100% see that.
Yeah.
He is the bad Datu.
And something that I just thought of, with the whole Duncan thing, wasn't Duncan like the maintenance guy for CJ's Tower?
No, he's like
He
the
helped with.
I thought
some
he
of
was the
stuff?
radio guy.
No, he's the door guy. He's
Okay.
like the.
Well, yeah, he got
the gates.
That,
yeah.
That's where it ended.
With
is
CJ?
that- yeah, he was because he's the one who ended up letting Ink in. Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I was like,
Oh.
I couldn't remember if he ended up helping with any of the tech stuff or not. But
Not that we know of. That's
Okay.
the only role that we know about.
is that he was the one that let him in?
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
so
their gatekeeper.
so let's see.
Hold on. So, before we go to the whole going back to the prison, in this whole conversation, because Nicoma said, "I'm only giving you 2 minutes tops. So do whatever you need to do, take notes and things like that." When do you think, and I know this is just a show, but when do you think the whole explanation of Alvin about all the areas happened in that period of time?
I think that it ended up like initially it was you have 2 minutes, but then once she found out that they were printing, because just between the introductions and the printing alone,
Yeah.
that's 5 minutes. Next, you have to think about the fact that they the printer was having issues.
Yeah.
And he had to refit and he had to fix it. So I think that it was probably around the time when they all initially got the maps. I
Yeah.
think there's kind of a cut there. So
Right.
they got the maps and they're like, okay, this is this zone, this zone, this zone, this zone.
Yeah, I think
These
that's what
are
happened.
and like as he's like handing them the maps, like he's like, okay, this is Winter Wonderland. This is the types that they have there.
Yeah, because when Alvin told him, "All right, you got it. Now study it," Will was like, "Is this what they're here for?" Like Alvin was saying, "I'm betting that, and if anything's gonna work out, I'm betting it on them."
Yeah,
So
they're
I
my.
really
If
think-
I'm gonna get out of here, they're my ticket.
Yep. So I really think that's where they started to.
I actually I think that could be it, or while they were leaving the arena, leaving the place, and they were talking about
like while they're on like
while they're on the way
actually way out.
Oh, that
yeah,
makes
because
sense.
when
it was
cut,
shorthand, so
yeah, when it get cut, it was they were entering their prison or their cells.
yep, because they said line up, you know the drill.
Yeah.
You guys are being escorted. Blah blah blah. Go, and then they're walking into an unhappy surprise.
Right.
Yep.
Although, man, Alvin's memories about all of these things is just so on point.
He's crazy.
that he knows all of this information, and this is why you said he's the research guy in their
He's the Tanya of their group.
Yep.
Tanya of their
Yep.
group.
Because Tanya knew, like once she got going, she knew everything about them. She's like, man, they're really more like animals.
Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
started making all those connections. The moment she connected to something she knew, that was it. And for him, he's obsessed with Ink's work, so he's obsessed with the infected. So that's just what he studies is the infected.
Yeah. So from there, we ended up going back to the cells, right?
Yeah.
So we go back into the house.
Walrus yelling at Vincent.
Where are they?
It's like,
They went out for some exercise.
It's so coincidental, and it worked out so well that they
know.
heard that part.
Yeah, I was
What
literally
if
about to say that.
right? What if the reasoning is so different?
We went out for exercise. We went to go get food.
I
Get
know.
food here. Oh.
Yeah, so we went get food, and now we're full. We gotta exercise now.
But yeah,
it's like there's food in the fridge. Why'd you go out?
right.
and it showed a lot that, like, from Walrus, he's like, I'd rather see where you guys go than report you and have you guys get all disqualified.
Yeah.
Because right there, that shows something similar has probably happened, and people have been disqualified, and it ruined the game. But he's like, you guys are going to be a fun game, so
I'm gonna see. I wanna see it.
I will overlook this.
I look forward to this.
I'm gonna
season.
Now, with this whole thing with Vincent, can we trust him? Because that's a big one. That's a big one.
I got this in my note, and so what I put is the more we see Vincent, I feel like he's gonna be the bad a-hole that we're all gonna love to hate. So I think it's gonna be one of those situations like you trust him, you really care about him, like he's good, and then he does something that screws everybody. But then somehow it wraps back around and he ends up actually being their way out. It's like a situation like Kelly. She took the car and she peeled out.
Yep.
And then when they ran up, they're like, "Where is she?" They run, and then all of a sudden he pulls up. It's like, "Well, you guys took too long. Like I had to do a couple laps."
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's gonna be that kind of situation.
Right.
But with a lot more arrogance. Because like first episode we saw him, I loved him. I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna be awesome. And the more I see him, I'm like, man, this dude's a prick. I don't like him, but
He's a
I
fitting
wanna
character
see
that's
it.
needed. Yep.
I want to see it.
Dude, because for him to say that to Walrus, because it's a lot easier if he said they escaped or Nakoma did this. Like it would be a lot easier for him to say that, and then because he's confident that he will survive the arena.
Yes.
You know. So he doesn't need them technically. He doesn't need all of these. Knowing the map, knowing all this information, it's an added bonus for him. But
he still could be marked as an accomplice. He
Right.
could be marked as
True.
like.
but
he
who
could
will
need
be-
a team for his event.
Right.
And he lost his partners because they don't at this point they don't know it's 2-on-2 or two-man groups. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but still, it's a lot easier for him to just say they left, you know, and I tried to report, or he could have reported them and give him a plus, you know, like a plus for him. But man, for him to just say
stick up for them,
stick up for them. That was big.
Yeah, I definitely think he's gonna be like a good guy of the group. I think he's gonna be.
He's just.
I think he's gonna be the kind of backhanded goodness.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you're getting all the good sides of me with a cost.
Right. The Kelly thing was a perfect representation. It's like a parallel of Kelly for sure. Like, you know, I hated Kelly
for a very long time.
Yeah.
For a very long time.
This woman, and then we all loved her after that. Like
it was literally right after the colony.
Oh my gosh!
Right after the colony, she's like, right here. Right here, we love you.
I know.
I'm asleep.
Yeah, she found pegs. I'm like, yo, this girl is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from here, everyone got their got their envelopes.
Yep.
With their battles.
Yep.
And we got introduced to a new character.
Yes.
Dude,
I know.
already love Dot.
Hold on.
Already love Dot.
Hold on. Dot, here's what I think. Dot is a Pokemon. That's why she can only say
Oh man.
She's a Pokemon.
You know, the moment that they were, sorting things out and introduced Dot, you know who Dot reminded me of?
Dot too? No, I'm just kidding.
No. So Dot, and then I thought of Alex and Dot went. I know I'm jumping ahead of stuff because Alex was the one who opened up his envelope first.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alex was talking to Dot, and then all he got his response was Dot. And it hit me. I was like, I wonder if Alex and Dot or Vincent and Dot will be Rocket and Groot.
That would be funny.
That's all I thought, because I thought Vincent was more of a Rocket and then Dot more of a Groot.
That'd be a really funny pairing. I actually put in my notes that I think those two are gonna be like the ultimate stealth force.
Yeah.
Because Vincent doesn't want to communicate, and Dot is probably gonna be like super attentive and like be like hyper vigilant or hyper vigilant and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like to where like she's paying attention to everything that's going on, so she's gonna follow what he's doing to the letter. But then like Vera otherwise would be the best stealth person in the group, I think.
Yeah.
But she needs that communication.
Yeah.
Right.
She needs like that. Hey, we're working together. We need to work together.
She's technically the first Dot, because the one in the Story Survival is the Dot 2.
Okay.
I just repeated what you
yeah,
said.
I know. And as you said, I'm like, man, it was worse. It was worse than I thought when I said it.
It's the Dot first, and then the Story Survival is the Dot 2.
So the thing I'm waiting for Dot, I feel like there's gonna be a moment when she finally gets comfortable with the group, and she's gonna open up.
Yeah.
I did relate this one to Skittles when they like actually like opened up, because he just wouldn't talk.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wouldn't talk, and then the moment he was trying to talk to I believe it was Riley.
Oh, Riley?
He like would say little bits, but then when you connect it to him and Angel, he actually would talk to Angel because he's like, I know you, I'm comfortable. I at least trust you. You're not a bad guy. So I feel like it might come that way with Dot.
Wow.
But
she gives me a whole Hunger Games, right? Mm-hmm. Hunger Games. The first. I don't know if you guys seen the first Hunger Games.
Oh yeah.
So when Katniss, I almost said Katniss. Katniss played the game. She met a little girl. I think that was like Rue or something like that.
Rue, yeah.
And she ended up dying. Like that's what gives me a vibe of Dot is gonna be.
Yeah,
you know?
I can see that.
All gonna fall in love with her, and like she's awesome and things like that.
And then,
like she's a bad.
She's gonna be our potato girl,
right? Yeah.
You had to pull the potato girl.
Yeah, that's right. And then she dies.
But yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Especially because of how she was introduced and stuff. It's on the fence if she's gonna be a quote unquote fodder character or a super like staple character.
Yeah.
Because it could be the fodder character because it's like, all right, you've been introduced. It's Dot. She's gonna open up. That's gonna be the end of it. Or it's gonna be, hopefully she'll open up and then end up being that like Kelly kind of cornerstone.
Yeah.
Like where it's like you didn't know what to expect, but it's there now.
Right. Definitely not a Tommy kind of thing though.
No, please no.
No.
Not that again.
Tommy?
Nick can't get shot.
Oh.
Alex would be the one to do it too. Right. Oh, oops, I missed.
He said, Dot, where are you? I gotta meet you. And then she came out of the cupboard.
Dude.
Oh, I know.
She's gonna be a tiny little thing.
Lisa said,
she
I didn't
has
even
to.
know you were there. And you were right next to me.
Was Vera?
Oh, Vera.
Oh,
I think that was
Vera?
Vera.
Vera.
Yeah, because Lisa probably would have been a little bit more startled.
Yeah.
Vera was kind of like, I'm impressed.
And then who said was Vincent? Vincent said,
Ooh,
I want her.
Yes,
I want
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why
if it was me and her, we'd be out before they.
That's
even
where
called.
I started thinking it would have been a Rocket and Groot kind of thing.
Yup. Because I put that those two would be like a great pair.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Or the well, I think the reason why you're saying Rocket and Groot, because Groot can only say I am Groot.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
No, because I'm thinking about more of a PS character, the Clank, the something
Ratchet and Clank?
Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah, it's more like a Ratchet and Clank to me.
Okay.
But they can fully communicate. It's not just
Yeah, they do.
all right.
Dot.
Like Dot. That was funny.
What do you like to do, Dot?
Dot. Okay. Do you know how to fight?
No, it's like Dot, and then Alex said, "I am Alex." You know, like in Infinity War.
Yeah.
He said, "I am Groot." I am Steve Rogers.
I am Groot.
And then I think it was Vera who said it. I think she's broken.
I think she's broken.
Oh man.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
that line though is what made me think she's gonna start talking.
at some point.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, you can talk.
Oh, she's like a Fredo person.
Yes.
Fredo.
Oh yeah.
She's Fredo.
So let's get into the letters.
Yeah. So you
'cause we
end
can
up.
keep going
So
for a
the
minute.
teams is Alex and Dot.
So let's go
Yeah.
one by one with these. I
One at a time.
I
Alex
took
and Dot.
so
he
much
took
for these
on
notes.
this one.
Where
Yep.
are they going?
They're going to the arena water world.
Yep.
Their weapons are pre-chosen, close and long range.
Okay.
So now, this can mean one of two things. Either they're both going to get some kind of, melee weapon and a rifle or a bow or something like that,
Yeah, I thought a boat.
or a pistol, or they're going to get a total of one melee weapon and one ranged weapon.
Ooh.
So, I just want to know what you guys want to see. Do you want to see them both with two weapons, or do you want to see them sharing two weapons?
I want them, first of all, to have, because they're in water, I want them to have a harpoon.
Yes.
Harpoon.
Yes, I'm not alone.
That's what I want them to have. It's a harpoon.
The harpoon would be considered a long range, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it would.
Yep.
That would be the hard part to it as well. Especially, I feel like it's going to be something like a harpoon and a hook.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can picture what's her name holding it. Dot. Dot.
I could see Datu with, believe it or not, I could see her. Dot. Wow, Dot. Yeah, you got me going now. I can see Dot with the harpoon.
Yep.
And because Alex won't trust her to like hold his back with a hook.
Yeah, because he just admitted it. I can't swim. I'm not a great swimmer.
Yep. And so, and that goes into what they say at the end of their little description of what's going on. So let's talk about what the Waterworld arena is. So the arena is half water, half land. They described it as a big island in the middle that looks like a dragon's head.
Yep.
Now, this is the part where Alex is going to have to overcome something. And it's going to be a situation where Dot's going to have to pull him out. Because if it's just an island in the middle of water, how can you possibly escape? Where is there going to be an escape if you're stuck on an island in some kind of arena?
Didn't even think that far. Wow.
So I feel like it's going to be a situation where they're like, we have to swim at least this little bit. Alex is going to be struggling and Dot's going to have to save him. And it's going to make
Or vice
that
versa.
Kalani Angel connection.
Or vice versa. Do you think that Angel might be the one drowning and Dot will be the one to save him?
Angel.
Alex.
Or Alex, yeah.
He's doing it too. No, I think it's good. I think it would be more powerful the other way because it's going to be Alex is going to be like trying to survive. Like, oh my gosh, I can't count on this person.
Oh.
Pulls him out. Oh my gosh, like help me anytime.
Oh, you know who's that?
I see.
It's Riley and Puck. It's Riley and Puck. You know how Puck hates Riley?
Yep.
And then Riley saved them.
He's like, all right.
Yeah.
And so the Waterworld infected, we have the Sea Dogs, which they're merged at the ankles like funky mermaids.
Yeah, that was the description. I was like, what? It gave me a whole, 18 years that these things are, adapting. They're changing. They're not your typical, I know I said it before, not your zombies. They're not dead. They're like...
Oh, he said it. He said zombie.
Okay. These infected are now their own... their own species. They're growing to adapting their own environment. I'm like, this is new, and I like this whole new where they're at. Like these zombies,
and we see them start not actually in the process, but they start the process from the part that I brought up with Oceans or Beyond the Airwaves or whatever. When the zombies come from Hawaii or from not from Hawaii, but from the island in California, like they would have started from that point.
Yep.
Yeah. No, because it's that you're talking about when Pegs and Michael ended up in the yacht, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the zombies were swimming. Well, technically they're not swimming. They were just in there.
Yeah. It was like Pirates of the Caribbean where they're kind of just walking across the water, and at the end they're like, "Oh, I see something I want," so they kind of just start flailing for it,
right.
which is probably how they started coming up.
I compared it to, it was a horrible comparison. I thought about Venom. I thought they were a parasite that needed a host, and they're just adapting to their environment.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see where that comes from.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure, fine.
Sure.
It's just in a scientific or logical sense, to me, it's like it's a parasite, a bug, or infection that needed a host, where the zombies or the infected, and sorry, my bad.
You got him now.
And they just change. And
It's not my fault. It's Michael.
Don't call them
it
zombies.
was crazy.
So and then you
these
have
sea
the
dogs.
river runners. I see it right
river
there.
runners.
So they're the ones that they'll have to deal with on land. They still have legs, but they took more the beaver approach, where they have webbed feet. They're both stalker types. They can't put up much of a fight as long as you stay on land. And they like to hunt in group settings. They're not much of an issue one-on-one.
Yeah. Oh man.
Can you imagine those webbings? It's made of their own skin, because I don't think they're like growing, like new parts.
Like it's really like a disturbing like thought, because their skin is super thin as well, which it would have to be because the water would be rotting the initial skin.
Yeah.
And so it's really just the dead. It would almost be like a few layers of dead skin on the outside that's holding the body together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so Alvin said something ominous at the end, which is what makes me think that Dot is gonna have to save him.
Oh.
They said, "What about in the water?"
Don't go in the water.
He just says, "Don't."
Yep, exactly.
And that's what makes me think they have to go in the water as well. They're not going to get a choice. Like, what's the one thing we were told? Don't go in the water. What's the one thing we have to do? Go in the water.
Ooh, man.
Don't go in the water. Okay, go in the water.
Your advice, don't go in the water. The rules, go in the water. Crap.
Oh,
all right.
Man.
So after that, we ended up with dude. This is a very interesting combo.
Yeah, right?
Nick and
I'm
Vincent.
so excited.
Yes.
Out of all of them, this is the one I'm most excited for. Nick and Vincent, because Nick is going to be the guy that he's always been at the top. He's finally going to hopefully get to show off his aim and his shots.
Yeah.
It's going to impress Vincent, and Vincent might end up doing like almost like a mentor kind of thing. Like it can really set up something big with this. So they're going to be in Winter Wonderland, the place Nick didn't want to go. Ironically, it's the place that Saul served the most. Mountain Division.
Oh.
So that means he would have been around a lot of snow and stuff as well, most likely.
Yeah. Here comes Santa Claus.
That's why
Here comes
he said
Santa Claus.
something about the California babes calling out to him. So Winter Wonderland, their weapon is Group Red.
Yep.
So I'm super curious to see what that is. In a lot of different things, red normally means heavy. Red normally means heavy or a power type.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if it's going to be something that's going to be like
Heavy duty type
Like
of
the
work.
Mata gun.
yeah, almost like a heavy duty like original Mata gun, like heavy duty.
Yeah.
Big hulky thick weapons, stuff like that, which would make sense because when you look at the infected they have to deal with, they have the Yetis.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they describe the Yetis as
Someone from Canada.
from our Canadian motherland or something like that.
Yeah. From our Canadian brothers and sisters.
Yeah, they look like Yetis. They grew a lot of fur to adjust to the cold.
Yeah.
Which I like that this got brought up because it was an actual curiosity with Michael talking about like maybe flying somewhere cold because maybe they can't handle the winter and maybe they'll freeze.
Yeah.
And in the story of survival, they did a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
Boulder
that's
was
why
pretty safe.
Yeah, that's why Boulder was safe because of that.
So it's cool that it showed that they've now adapted to this, especially Canadian. That far north they were able to adapt the fastest. They their fur turned almost completely white.
Yep.
Very much resembling Yetis, but they were not hulking and burly.
They were just
like behemoths.
long.
They were lanky and lengthy.
Yeah.
More like little ones. I don't think they're little ones by all means, but their appearance seems to be under the fur probably more similar to that.
Yeah.
Or
What if they
like
are
the
the
jumpers.
little ones that adapted to the fur? Because the boulder, the travel from the boulder.
Well, so they said that they were lengthy, and I believe they said that and like the little ones were I just don't see them capturing little ones.
Really?
Yeah. Little ones were so intelligent, so powerful. They were ripping through tanks. Like they rip through a tank. Like,
I mean, because think about it, they got Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, but he's not a behemoth.
But they said he was big.
Yeah,
he's big.
he's probably.
Oh, you're talking about like mentality. He's not a. I don't know.
So we'll get into Buffalo Bill because I've got him in here as well. So, as well as the Yetis, they're very lengthy, not burly like behemoths. The ice crawlers.
This was the one that caught me.
These ones are the ones that are gonna make the entire thing interesting.
Yeah.
I think the Yetis are gonna be interesting because it's gonna be harder to find them because white and snow.
And they're Yetis because they're hard to find.
Yeah, okay.
And they do exist. I loved that line.
I know, right?
So the ice crawlers, they freeze icicles over the protruding bone growths, making razor sharp armor. And then, as he's describing, you hear ice shatter because they're throwing them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very similar to, I believe it was the scorpions that use put bones.
They called it the scorpions.
But instead of bones, they're using ice. I love that adaptation.
So like, are they growing like whatever bones that are sticking out? Ice is coming out of it.
So it like I kind of think of it as I don't know if you ever play Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
The character Baraka. He's got like the bone that pops out here. So they might have ice that's kind of going out of their knuckles, out of their elbow, like in like the Baraka fashion where it's just that long.
And they will just pull it out and throw it?
Yeah, and then they might just break it off their body and throw it because if it's frozen to them, they'll just
grow it off again. Oh man.
Well, I don't know if I don't think they grow them. I think they stick them. So because of it being so cold, they might use like their own saliva or whatever, get some ice and attach it in whatever way they fashion. Because if it's looking like armor and stuff, being in such intense cold, they would never really have to worry about it freezing because their blood isn't the same, so it's not constantly making body heat.
Yeah. That's good. That's interesting.
Good. I never have thought of that.
So let's see.
And then the last
for the most part, that was it. That was it with them.
Those two.
I think that entire thing's gonna be a lot of Nick trying to keep up with Vincent until Nick pulls off something crazy. It's gonna be Nick making that Saul Hail Mary, it working, and Vincent's like, "Let's go."
Now I can. This is what I can see happening. Them splitting up. They will split up because they hate each other.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Like Nick is too arrogant, and Vincent will be like, "You know what?
They haven't clashed yet."
No, but I could see it happening.
Yeah.
I can see that whole thing happening.
fair. Okay.
Hating each other, and then they split up, and then
Vincent don't like him anyway.
And then Nick will do. This is what I can picture happening. Nick will do like my dad sacrificed his life to kill these zombies. So he's about to do that, and then Vincent will show up. You ain't doing that. Not on my watch.
and that fits in perfectly with the thought from earlier with he's gonna be the guy that's like, you really can trust him, although he shows no signs of trust.
Yeah. It's like,
he's there, but he's not gonna but he's gonna be a prick about it.
I'm gonna follow my dad's footstep and kill myself so I can kill this Yeti. And then Vincent's like, no. We're not doing that.
I could definitely see that.
So then Lisa gets her envelope. She can't even open it. She's so scared.
Panicking.
We find out that Vera and Lisa are in the Heartland, which, if what we're thinking is correct, that's going to be the mountain area that I believe Nakoma had done her trial in.
Yeah.
Because she's the one who described that earlier with the rock walls, and I don't see her being the type of person that was just going and watching, because she couldn't describe any other arena at all. She did not mention what they were going to be like. She just went with them to find out.
Yeah.
But this one, she's like, there are rock walls there. Like, she knew.
Yeah.
She'd been there.
Without Buffalo Bill.
Correct.
I don't think Buffalo Bill was there when she joined the game.
Because that was a very recent pickup.
Yeah.
And they called the tribe the Bull Tribe. They're slow but strong and fairly advanced. As of right now, they said this is the most advanced tribe that they have ever seen.
Didn't they kill the scorpions?
They killed all the scorpions that were locked up with them using spears and tools.
Yeah, they used to.
So they're literally like post caveman era intelligence, because they're creating these weapons and tools and stuff like that to be able to make things easier. And then after that, we have the skinwalkers.
All there.
These ones are interesting to me.
Yeah.
Did you guys?
I like these.
Did you guys actually let's talk about this real quick, and then I'll mention something.
Okay.
Good.
So the skinwalkers, they kill animals to use their skin to ambush prey. So right now we have the two different ends of the spectrum with what's in here, which would also explain why these ones are still alive, being in with the Bull Tribe.
Yeah.
The Bull Tribe, they want to find you and kill you. Like they said that they're aggressive. Yeah. They're very strong. Blah blah blah. They're very natural behemoth-like. They're very alpha tribe. And then especially with what we heard about, Buffalo Bill killing, or Green Eye Bill killing the old tribe leader and wearing his face as a mask.
Oh man.
And so they're very alpha tribe. And then the skinwalkers seem like a very beta tribe, to where they're like, you do what you're going to do. We're going to hide. We're going to take the skin from these animals and other creatures that we find.
Or humans.
And we will take something without them being ready for it. So it's very stalker and combatant tribes in the one arena. Because, and the thing that makes me think this more is, from the one time we saw the Scorpion tribe now, because we've seen them in action. Yeah. They were hyper aggressive. They wanted to fight and kill and eat. So if they're aggressive like that, and the Bull Tribe is aggressive like that, they're going to have an alpha off. Yeah. Yeah.
Alpha off.
I mean, I could actually see that, because remember we had this whole thought that what if Buffalo Bill is a different kind of infected that's turned out to be a good kind of infected. Yeah. What if he will end up helping Vera and Lisa and eliminate the whole tribes?
To me right now, that is the only way I see them getting out. Yeah. Because I can see Vera sneaking out. I can see her getting a katana, sneaking her way out. Lisa, I feel, would break. I feel like she is going to break the first sign of actual combat.
Like what happened when they were trying to save her. She was just stuck there.
Yeah. Oh, and then I did forget to mention, so the Heartland, with their weapon of choice, any cabinet. Yep. So I'm just curious on how many cabinets they have. Yeah. Because even we saw red.
Yeah, even Nakoma said, "Oh,
that's rare. That almost never happens." Right. So they said any cabinet or weapon of your own. And of course, Vera wants a katana.
A katana.
Yep.
Of course.
No, what's the word? No.
What'd you say? Yeah. Yeah. We're almost done. Go ahead.
What's the katana that CJ will say the same thing? It was unlimited bullets or something like that.
She said you never have to worry about running out of ammo, and it's silent. So basically the same thing that CJ always said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty
Quiet
much.
And
Never have
Riley
to
about the
worry.
bow.
Yeah.
Yep, about the
Well,
bow.
she never said it about ammo, but because she just said that hers are reusable
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
most of the time.
So did you guys notice with all the second kind of infected, you have the runners, crawlers, and walkers?
Crawlers? You're
Yeah.
talking about the skinwalkers, right?
No, the skinwalkers is the third one. What's the first one?
The first one were these
The sea dogs? Are you
yeah,
talking
sea
about?
dogs.
No. The second infected in the islands. The second kind. So you have the first one. You have
The sea dog.
No.
Oh, you're talking
The
about like
second-
the actual
Yeah.
the river runners.
Yeah, river runners, and then the second one is
Let's see, I
it's
gotta
like ice crawlers,
ice
Yep.
crawlers.
and then the third one is
Skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers.
runners.
That's a good
crawlers,
catch.
And
I
walkers.
didn't see. I didn't even notice that. That's a
Yeah.
good catch.
Yep, skin crawlers and walkers.
Walkers.
I mean skin runners, crawlers, and walkers. Yeah, yeah.
Crawlers and walkers.
All right. So from there, we man, that's a lot of information, but still with
Yeah.
a lot of doors.
That's what I'm saying. 19-minute episode, including the little break
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
the little intro ad. Or there wasn't really an intro ad to this one, but like there was still like a 10-second break
Yeah.
in the middle of it, and like
yeah.
the introduction song and the outro. So really, the episode was like 16 minutes.
yeah. Yeah.
And there was so
16, 17.
much.
Oh, so
Oh
much.
man, it was packed.
With a lot of still like open, like doors that you need to open
Yeah.
and figure out.
It's like, yeah, there's so many setups, but then so much just concrete fact right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
After they looked at all of their cards,
Mhm.
they saw Nekoma got a card as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it said they said that it's teams of 2. They're going in at 2 p.m. and they're going in one after the other.
Mm-hmm.
So now the question is it going to be one after the other, as in all three of them are fighting, all three groups are fighting at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it going to be this group in, done, this group in, done?
Yeah.
I think
the
it's going to
latter
be
part.
1, 2, 3
Yep.
all
Yeah.
at once.
Yeah.
But like, I did just want to see if you guys had any other opinion on that.
Yeah. No, so my thought about having the other group with them, the other kind of people, because of what Will said, that I'm rooting for you guys like what I did last year. So I think they're not gonna be fighting another groups. They're all trying to survive, but whoever is gonna survive basically. So this is just in my thought. Like, let's say there's 5 different groups of 2s in one area.
Yeah.
And all of them needs to survive. Now whether you kill the other group, it doesn't matter. But
Ooh.
that's my thing.
That's-
There's gonna be a different
That's
people.
very possible.
Yeah.
And I think I would like to see that, honestly. I
Yeah.
think it would make things a lot more explosive.
Yeah.
Add a lot more variables, a lot more possibilities can happen. We can find new main characters, new red shirts, like all that stuff
Yeah.
from new groups.
Because technically, these people are Nekoma's group.
Yes,
They're
that's
Yeah.
Nekoma's group.
as of right now.
That's
This
right.
is Nekoma's group, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. What was Nekoma's card again?
Hers was announcing
Just
the time.
And
Okay, gotcha.
Um,
So she doesn't have, because she's still part of the game, right?
Yeah.
She's
That's what she said.
That's
leveling
what
up.
she has said.
Yeah,
and
that-
that's why even she gets locked inside
yep.
the room with them, or
Yep.
in the building with them.
What if her next mission is like a winning group? You need to have a winning group kind of
Which is what I think it is. Like
Yeah.
because she has to bring in a winning group that's going to make her money,
thing. Yeah.
and then the winning groups will take her spot, and she'll move to the next game or something like that.
Right. I just hope this whole thing in the Prim is longer than what happened to Michael in the colony. You know, like the Michael in the colony, the first time in the colony, is a lot shorter.
It
You
was
know, granted,
like
there's not an
2
arena.
chapters,
Yeah,
3
yeah.
chapters, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like 6 parts. Well, like 4 and a half, 5 parts.
Yeah. And
But,
Boulder barely got any.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
because Boulder that ended up being like just a setup for the season finale. Really.
Right,
Boulder
right.
was just a setup.
Yeah.
Uh,
And same thing with the fort. You know, Fort
Irvin.
Yeah.
Irwin.
Yeah, that barely got anything. But I just hope
Got some
this
good
Prim-
stuff out of it, though.
yeah, absolutely. I just
Now-
hope this Prim is a lot more longer. You know.
Yeah,
Mm.
I agree. I'm hoping we get a few good chapters out of it. I'm hoping that, I would love to take Prim all the way to, at least Prim, all the way to like what might be like the season finale from here. If the seasons end up being as long as Story Survival, if it ends up being kind of that 12 chapter
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of thing, I would love to see from now chapter 4
Yeah.
to at least 10. Like I would love to see that.
Casey confirmed, by the way, that this is going to be a multi-season.
Yes.
multi-season.
Multi-season?
podcast.
I
Yeah.
saw that
What do you mean by
and
that?
it made my life happy.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Because
Multi-season,
someone
that's right.
asked, is this going to be a multi-season or is it just going to be like Lockdown or
No.
Gold Rush? He said nope.
He said that this one was going to be as long
or even
Longer.
longer,
Yeah.
I
Longer.
think.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
That's the hope.
yo, expect a 60 chapter.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh my God.
That'll be amazing.
With all of them
Goodbye,
dead.
my next 3 years.
Right. All of them dead.
All of them dead.
The season ends with some dude named Mick instead of Nick. Like, all right, what happened? We're just regressing the alphabet now.
No, it ended up being Michael, Solid, Angel, all 3 of them again.
It was all just a fever dream of Angels
Right.
when he fell out of the tower.
Like, it was all a dream.
It was all a
That's
fever
right.
dream when he
That's
fell out of
right.
the tower. It goes right back into Story Survival.
Or it was Michael.
Michael's
Because
dream.
during the traffic in the very first episode, someone bumped him, hit his head, and it was all a dream.
Oh man,
No.
he dreamt that far in the future.
Yeah. or remember in
He
school,
dreamt the whole end of the world.
No. Remember in the school when he heard the explosion? It was that. That was the beginning of his dream when he heard the explosion.
Literally, that was just him falling asleep in class.
I know exactly. Yes,
Watch.
that's
They go-
right. Yo, that's funny.
I might have a new hate for Casey if that ended up being the case.
right?
All right, so let's talk about the very last thing that happened.
Yes.
So they kind of remembered back into the warehouse, whatever it was.
Yes.
When they were walking and they heard a
And
stump.
they talk about an unmarked cell.
Yep, an unmarked
They asked
cell.
they asked and they're like, what's in here? And
Alvin
all
didn't know either.
all Will says is he says that this one doesn't play with the others. He's been around for a long time, longer than any of the other ones we have.
We just keep it here.
And so from there, I think if there is a little one that is captured, this would be it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think this one could be a situation where this one, if Ink is coming back into this is Ink. Because
All I'm saying
it doesn't
is-
play well with others because he can't control them,
Yeah.
so he might just kill them.
All I'm saying is, to all you Facebook fan page that's in here, if you say that this is Fredo, I'm gonna flip.
Say it's Fredo, someone please.
Because that was Fredo in the jail. He wouldn't get along with anybody.
Yeah.
you know, he
Yup.
didn't get along with anybody.
And they did find, like, I can't remember if they ended up going back and killing him or if they just found his corpse.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember which it was because I can't remember if he died of the cancer or if,
Fredo?
yeah.
No, didn't he die after their fight with
The soldiers.
the soldiers?
Well, he never actually died in that fight.
No, they fought him. He got out.
He got out.
I thought
but
he's the one
don't-
who killed all the soldiers.
He is the one who killed all the soldiers.
Oh, I see
Except-
what
but
you're
he
saying.
never left the jail.
Gotcha.
So Puck got thrown out or whatever
Yeah.
from it, and like his back was broken or whatever,
Yeah.
and
And he stayed there.
and then he saw Ink relock him in.
Yep. Oh.
Ooh, what if it is Fredo? Now I'm saying it.
Well, no, because at the end of lockdown they go to the jail.
Yeah.
They go into Ink's cell and stuff, and they don't find it.
Oh.
So I
gotcha.
don't know if I can't remember if like they said that they found the one that killed them, and like they got their bodies back, or got the soldiers' bodies, or if they killed it, because it's very possible that after a year, or because it was probably about a year after that lockdown's finale was, the cancer could have killed him. Because that's what made the behemoths. Cancer.
He could have adapted too.
Could have.
Yeah, could have. Interesting.
But I don't remember for sure if they found his.
Or I'm gonna go back to my intro. It might not be connected to story survival. It might be just a new character. Let's just accept that. Let's just accept that it's a new character.
I was gonna say I do think that this one is a brand new character.
Brand new one.
I think this is gonna be another Green Eye.
Dude, if our theory is Buffalo Bill is a good infected, this will be the alpha versus alpha fight. Between the two of them. This is what's gonna be the finale kind of thing.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like either this is like I genuinely think this is gonna be a brand new character, or if they're going to bring Ink back somehow, this would be that plug.
Right. So far we got introduced to 3 powerful, might not be as powerful as like they're not all equal, but we know that there are 3 powerful infected in here. We have, it's not even the Yeti, we have Buffalo Bill, we have this new one, and then the one in the cave.
Okay, I thought you meant like at the place. So we have 3 possible Green Eyes.
Yeah, like
we have 2 Green Eyes and a possible third.
Yeah, but we know that they are strong.
Yes,
strong.
We know that they are very different. Yeah. Which, like, if this one's not Ink and it is a brand new character, I would love to see it be the reason for Descendants. It's not that they're descendants of what happened 18 years ago. They will be the descendants of whatever the originals were in
the originator of the
core,
mist.
Core of the earth, or wherever they've been hiding this whole time. Whatever was under Inglewood, whatever was under Detroit, I believe they said was one.
Hawaii.
All of those. Hawaii.
Yeah.
I would love to see. I would love to get an answer as to whether these are going to be connected to Ink or if they're descendants of that. I just want to know literally the title. Is the title The Descendants of 18 years ago or much farther back?
Or the originals. The originals. Man, that was a lot. That was the shortest episode, but I might be the longest.
This might be our longest episode
that we've ever done because of all the information in there.
Right.
What do you think is gonna happen in the next episode?
The beginning of the game.
So we're gonna have to go back to Squad B.
Yep.
They're gonna be rolling out, trying to find. They're on their way to Prim.
Yeah. Because what's her name already knows.
Yeah, she knew.
Yeah.
And so Mara.
You're right.
Mira.
Yeah. I know that it's Mara because it's the Vera. So you have those 2 names.
I thought it was the swap.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mara is going to is taking everyone there. So I think it's gonna be them going, possibly finding some clues, kind of like the Lizzie hunt. Like they're like, oh well, we found a couple clues. Keep going in that direction.
Yeah.
I think they might run into a tribe or 2, get a little bit of action, but mostly just be progression.
Right.
And then it's going to be, I think it's going to be very heavily focused on the 3 arenas.
Yeah. Okay.
You think them getting captured by the Republic will be a lazy writing? Because it's another captured to another captured.
I don't think so. I don't think it'd be lazy writing. I don't think it'll happen.
You don't think it will happen?
No, not with that group. If it was like half of this group or a couple members of the group, yes, I could 100% see capture. But it's really hard for me to imagine Bert, Mara, Riley getting caught.
Yeah.
Like the 3 of them together. I mean,
Kelly and
Victor. Bert and Mira. Bert and Mira alone are monsters.
Yeah.
Bert and Riley never got caught while hunting people that were hunting them.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just don't see that.
Yeah. All right.
Exciting.
It's gonna be fun. We're excited. We have a 1 week break, and then we're coming back for the next one. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. All right.
And then just to update, we're gonna be doing these recordings on Sundays coming up.
Yep. Sundays.
Okay, so it'll be
And
the
it'll
Sunday
be-
following.
Yep. It will be posted Monday. Just like this one will be posted Monday.
Yeah, due to work schedule changes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. I want to say thank you to my co-host Ace and WAKKA for doing this podcast. It's been amazing, and we cannot wait to listen and to be disappointed from our theories and be excited that we're right.
Be awesome.
It's gonna be great. And then all we know is Casey's gonna be laughing his butt off because we're like, you guys are making all these theories, but I know the truth.
Here, let me give you a hint.
All right.
This guy, man.
If you guys are watching this through Facebook fan page or Discord, or if you're Casey or Mrs. Wayland,
Okay, that's never gonna end.
thanks for being here. Well, we want to say thank you. Where can people find you, Ace?
Oh gosh, you're getting me to plug again.
Yeah, again, all the time, bro, all the time.
Yep, I'm streaming mostly late nights right now. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and makeup days on Saturdays at Ace of Type 0 on Twitch.tv.
Perfect. How about you, Waka? Where can people find you in the social media?
You can find me when you find that guy.
Exactly. Exactly. We you guys can find us. We do another podcast, a podcast
Yep.
on YouTube. It's called The Maximum Filipino Show. You guys can check us out there. We talk about a lot of different random things. We promote Filipinos. As you may know, we're all Filipinos. Different shades of Filipinos.
Different shades.
Exactly. But I'm gonna leave it like that. Thank you guys again for being here. We appreciate you. We love you. If you have any violent reaction, anything that you don't agree, anything that you agree, please comment down below and tell your friends about this as much as you tell them about We're Alive Descendants, because they don't want to listen to it. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Peace.